Hey, hola, namaste, Lost Canuck here, and I got my assembly hat on today. But so that means one thing. We're going to be putting something brand new to the channel together. It's an exciting day. And when Lost Canuck says, I'm just your everyday average backyard barbecue kind of guy, I mean it. I try and live up to that. So when people ask me, hey Lost Canuck, I can't afford a Lone Star Grill's pellet smoker or Blazing Grill Works, a Grand Slam grill, they're way out of my price league. Well, they used to be pretty much out of my price league too. I also started small. So in honor of that and getting back to my roots, I picked up this Oklahoma Joe's Bronco drum smoker. It's the 2.0 version of the Oklahoma Joe's drum smoker. It's new and improved. It was on sale at Home Depot. I got it for $3.29, $70 off. That's a good deal. And for somebody that wants to just get into smoking using charcoal, using a live fire, this is probably the cheapest and easiest way to do it without having to buy a drum kit and building one yourself. Let's take a look at this thing and see what's inside. But before we do that, don't forget, I'm going to put up my Instagram QR code here. We're up to about 220 followers. So please, if you can, subscribe to my Instagram account. Follow me on Instagram. For all my new viewers out there, thanks for tuning in. Check out some of my other content on the channel. It's fun and exciting, and I try to bring innovative experiments and different ways of cooking to you. So let's get this thing opened up and check it out. And for my Hispanic viewers, a mis amigos que hablan español, los subtítulos debajo. And for my Hindi friends, Nietzsche subtitles. All right, so let's roll that intro. Also forgot to add, for all my returning subscribers, thank you very much for subscribing, hitting the like button, and hitting the bell button so you're notified by new videos that come out, new content. And for all you new viewers, don't forget to smash that like button. And also, leave me a comment down below what you think. I always try to answer all of my comments. Keep them clean, keep them civil, and we'll see you here in a second. All right, well, it's always exciting to open a new box. And let's slice into this bad boy and see what's inside. Might be nothing, might be a lot of stuff. I know it's not nothing. It was about 150 pounds, so let's open it up. See what Home Depot sent me. And you know, if you guys have Home Depot coupons, you can get it less than $3.29. And you're probably thinking, hey Lost Canuck, $3.29 for basically a glorified garbage can? That seems like a lot of money. Well, it still is a lot of money, but I think you get a lot of value with what comes. Okay, so it looks like you get some instructions inside. I should probably read these. Ooh, you get a couple of Oklahoma Joe's stickers. It's kind of cool. So let's take a little break. We'll read these instructions, and I'll be right back. Well, I read a little bit of the instructions. So it wants me to cut the box sides down and lay the box flat with a utility knife. So I just happen to have a utility knife here. Looks like you got a little grill gauge. I'm going to put this over to the side so it doesn't get screwed up. So It's already screwed up a little bit. All right, so let's cut these box sides down. All right, well, step one, complete, all done. Let's wrap her up and call her a day. Just kidding. I'm guessing you got to take this stuff out of here. So it looks like you got a nice grate. I'll leave that in the protective package so I don't screw it up. Now, I don't know if you can see off camera, but I'm just putting some of these pieces off to the side. Well, I know what these are for sure. These are rods that you can hang ribs and such with. So these are fun. Like you can hang ribs or chicken or all kinds of cool things. Alligator, rhinoceros, whatever you want. Well, maybe not rhinoceros. You know, they're on the endangered list. Wheels. Okay. These I know what they are. They're wheels. Top part of the or this is the lower ring that the ash pan probably sits on. Oh, this is the door. This is the new door. Okay. So this, for the Bronco 2.0, it's very important. It's a door, see, it allows for charcoal loading while you're running. Some bags you can suffocate people with. Just kidding. Never do that. I would never advocate that. Okay, so they want you to put this together upside down. So what I'm going to do is I've seen all kinds of leakage issues, so I went and bought some red RTV, high-temp RTV. I'm going to put a bead of that around here. So hang tight and we'll get that going. All right, well, I got my Permatex, it's 90-minute RTV, although I'll let this stuff cure overnight. So let's pop her open, the nozzle on, and we'll put a little bead of that all the way around. Okay, so let's put some Permatex on here. You're probably saying, Lost Canuck, why are you doing this? Well, again, I've seen a lot of videos of leaking online, so we're not going to have any leaks on this one. It looks pretty ugly, but again, these are called ugly drum smokers for a reason. And don't forget, I'm not a professional. I only play one on TV. All the way around, okay. Got all the bolt holes. Now comes the hard part. All right, now comes the hard part. There's a little notch that needs to be put over on top of the nameplate. So I'm going to pick this up, put the notch carefully, without hurting my fingers, over the nameplate. This sort of looks like it's supposed to be like this. Well, I got the holes lined up. Now it calls for nuts and bolts. So let's go get the nuts and bolts and put them in. All right, well, I got my 6 bolts together. It says to put them in loosely, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to go around this bolt circle first just to tighten them down, and then I'll tighten them all up in a star pattern. And then we'll go around the edge and clean up some of the RTV sealant as it oozes out. Okay, so I'm gonna just clean up the gasket around the edge without trying to make a big mess. It'll look like a racing stripe when you're done, which kind of goes with the shelf. Oh darn, says the Lost Canuck. Doesn't look too terrible. Clean up some of these splotches. Okay, I'll be right back with some denatured alcohol. All right, hey, it's the Lost Canuck here. Well, it's time to keep building this thing. And back the next day, actually the next couple days. So I gotta put some bolts to the back of this, so that should be exciting. Get my fingers up in here. I don't know if I can get that. Probably gonna put a little more RTV on some of these holes, and denatured alcohol will take the RTV right off. And this thing will be waterproof, or greaseproof. Sorry, greaseproof. Not tight, but there's some bolt holes that go there, down on the bottom. Ooh, now the legs. Starting on the legs. So I got to fill all these little holes with the legs. Do not fully tighten until step 14. Got it. So there should be some leg brackets in here. Alright, now for the front peg legs. Alright, those are those. Alright. And then it wants me to put on these plates for the axle on the back. Like that. Okay, not to fully tighten, it says. So we're going to put our wheels and axle on. Okay, they've shipped us some pretty heavy-duty axles here. Or sorry, they've shipped us some pretty heavy-duty wheels. Well, we'll need some persuasion, so I'm going to use the little persuader. Let's look for the cotter pin. So you got to put this little cotter pin in the end so your wheels don't fall off. Well, they roll. That's a good thing. Okay, so we're going to attach this to your air intake. All right. Okay, Oklahoma Joe, if you're listening. I'm not sure who exactly Oklahoma Joe is. It'd be nice if you gave an extra washer or an extra nut. People lose these things. It goes off towards the wheel. I need the persuader right now. Oh, now it wants me to tip it over. Okay. I'm guessing we tighten these down. Okay. Now that we got her flipped over, it's telling me to install the temperature gauge in the front, so that's what we'll do. So let's get the temperature gauge in. Okay, so don't take the nut off. Probably need that to double nut it in. Alright, I even got it facing the right way. And I wasn't supposed to use the face of the gauge to tighten it, but it's fine. Okay, stack goes in. So I'm going to put the handle on first, so I need that handle, 2 F bolts, and a J. Alright, let's get the handle. There's the handle. Hey, even the lost Canuck knows what a handle is. Sort of. Well, I know it's sealed, for sure. There's the other one. Okay, so they're tight. Now it wants me to put the stack on. Let's take a look. I'm not going to mess the stack up with our TV. Stack is on. Yeah, stack is on. Okay. Gasket. Put the gasket on. Push all the metal clips in with the gasket around the doorway. So it wants me to start with the seam over here, because you're going to stick your fingers with those little things. So let's put some gloves on. Probably only need one for the pushing. You know, you could have probably, Oklahoma Joes, if you're listening, you could have probably done this in a factory. Looks easier than it actually is. One gasket. Whew. One gasket. Put the door on. Well, you got the door gasket, so you probably got to put this door on there. Alright, well there's the door. I'm gonna guess that the writing goes up and down. Might be a dumb assumption, but that's the one I'm gonna make. Okay, let's see if we can get the door on here. I went ahead and put a little dab of RTV on there. Those on with A's. So put it through the hinge. That looks like a tapped hole, so it looks like we'll be okay. I gotta go pick up my son from school, so stay tuned. Hey, don't forget, follow me on Instagram for more content. And this is a lot harder than it looks. You get to watch everything in sped up slow-mo, or sped up high motion, fast view. But it takes a little longer than normal. All right, I'll see you in a minute. All right, well, I'm back from picking up my son from school. We're in the home stretch, so it shouldn't take much longer. Got to put the door handle on, finish the intake, get that sealed up. All right, so they give you this latch and a little washer to go over it. And then they give you this little metal piece that slides over the outside. I just have to screw into the end of this, and it should be good to go. Okay, there's a specific way that this goes on. Like that. There! Look at that. If you put it on the right way, it fits. Then you use this little Allen wrench they give you. That's worth about 10 cents. All right, we've almost got Joe put together. Joe. So I'm going to name this thing. Okay, does it work? Yeah. There we go. Okay. All right, well, it's time to finish putting on the intake pipe. Then we're going to seal the inside of this thing. So, might as well put some sealant, since it's a slip joint. And these nuts. So this one I'm going to need a socket. Alright, well, we'll use our special metric crescent wrench. Okay. Alright, well that's tight. That's not going anywhere. And it opens and closes. Now, it wants me to put the shelves in. So let's put the shelves in. Wants the stripey side. It's actually over here, I think. Well, should I seal those holes up too? Might as well. Sealed everything up else up to this point. Got enough Permatex on my hands to last me a lifetime. Amazed this is just held on there by bolts. The holes don't really line up the greatest. Alright, well let's tighten that up. And that should suck the metal in a little bit. We'll get these to line up after all. So the instructions didn't clearly call these out. You gotta put these in. These are your hanger rod assemblies. These are pretty critical to holding your grate in, plus your hooks. That's how they would go. Let me just double check the picture. Okay, we're going to seal all these holes too, because that's what we do here at Lost Canuck BBQ. Got the goop on. And like I said before, do not lose any of these parts, because they don't give you any extra. And then you'll have to go to the hardware store. So Oklahoma Joe, send at least an extra nut or a bolt. Okay, all right, we got those in. Now for the last shelf. Okay, we got our last shelf to put in. Get those holes sealed. And the last shelf, there's even a little cutout for your air stack, which is kind of nice. Last bolt, everyone. Smoke like the pros, Oklahoma Joes. Every hole is sealed. Shelves are all on. Doesn't look too bad. Ta-da! That's the outside. Some little pieces that go on here. Some hooks fit on here, I guess. There's a T-handle to lift your stuff that goes on the end. Made a little handy-dandy storage spot. Then your hooks for ribs and whatnot. These little holes here you can't see from your viewpoint, but trust me, they're there. And you just hang up all your little hooks in these holes. It's kind of handy. It's a nice feature, I like that. Okay, so there's a ring that goes in the bottom. Stand your ash pan off it. Yep. Fits perfectly. Then you got your ash pan. Sits right in there. Then you got your charcoal basket. I'm guessing the rods are on the top. Don't ask me why they make it like this. It's a little different. One piece would be nicer than a two-piece, but okay. So you put your charcoal in here. You got your heat diffuser plate. So these are hanger rods. You're probably wondering what I was putting those brackets on, what those were for. So if you wanna cook ribs, okay. So these are the hanger rods, and there's even places for those here as well. Made a bit of a boo-boo. I have to take this bracket here and flip it back. Nothing's set, so we should be okay. At least I'm not in an engine bay. Can't believe you guys on the video didn't catch that. All fixed, so we're done. What I was trying to demonstrate earlier was these rods. You put them in, and you can, change the position however many. You could probably fit 6 racks of ribs in here pretty easily. Hang, maybe even 9. So that's it. Let's get the charcoal basket back in there. I won't be dropping any more nuts back in there. Okay, now the deflector plate, one last time. All right, here's the grill grate. Goes right in the top, sits on there. Spin it easily. And let's just measure just for fun. See if we can use a Weber grate on there too. Oh yeah. See, it's about a little over, it's an 18-inch grate. Little over, well, 18 and a quarter. So, look, I'm not going to tell you it is, but if you probably bought a Weber grate that you wanted to put down on the second level for other things like pans of water, etc., you could probably do that. Get a nice stainless one. But anyways, this is how you assemble the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco 2.0. 2.0 Bronco, the Oklahoma Joe. We're going to name this guy Joe, and I got to wait about 90 minutes before we do a burn-in, but we'll do a burn-in here in a little bit. I got to spray some PAM inside, and that'll be part of the burn-in video. We're going to have a burn-in video next. I'm just going to clean up some of the stuff, take these stickers off, spray some PAM on the inside. That'll be in the burn-in video. Get her up to temperature. But look, if you guys like the video, smash that like button. It helps the channel. I would really appreciate that. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel for more content. I'm going to run this charcoal Oklahoma Joe 2.0 Bronco against my Lone Star, against my Blazin'. We'll go head to head maybe on some sort of a cook, and invite the neighbors over and see what they think of if there's any taste differences. All right, so look, end of the video. Don't forget, check out some of my other content over here. Be kind to each other. Lost Canuck out.